Hello everyone. Last two lecture we seen about the classification of igneous rocks and internal structure of earth. In first lecture we studied about the internal structure of earth like crust, mantle and core, its physics and chemistry along with its different characteristics of crust and mantle and core. In second lecture we learn about the classification of igneous rocks. There are different types of classification of igneous rocks like chemical classification of igneous rocks, mineralogical classification of igneous rocks, genetic classification of igneous rocks and textural classification of igneous rocks. Today we have learned about the basics in igneous rocks. Basic concept in igneous rocks. What is meant by rock cycle? First we see the rock cycle. Minerals from rock. When form rock, the rock is aggregate of mineral. And what is meant by mineral? Mineral is aggregate of elements. A rock can be transferred into other rock types. There are three types of main rocks: igneous rocks, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock. Igneous rocks means those rocks are crystalline in nature. Crystalline nature means those rocks are formed in the form of crystal nature. Particular crystal system are found in particular rocks called as igneous rocks. Scientific definition of igneous rocks: the rock is made up of cooling, consolidation and solidification and crystallization of magma. The igneous rock is a product of magma and cooling of lava. And second rock type is metamorphic rock. Metamorphic means, meta means Greek word, meta means changes, morphic means morphological changes in rock, earlier rock. Scientific definition of metamorphic rock is the rock is made up of, with the help of temperature and pressure with chemical active fluid, and then form those rocks are called as metamorphic rock. And sedimentary rock means non-crystalline type of rocks. The sedimentary rock are product of weathering and erosion, transportation, deposition, cementation and compaction processes. These are the three different types of main rock: igneous rocks, metamorphic rock and sedimentary rock. Igneous rocks is made up of cooling and consolidation and solidification and crystallization of magma. Sedimentary rock are product of weathering and erosion. Then these weathered and eroded material transported from one place to another place, and then deposition one layer by layer, and this deposited material gets cemented due to the other siliceous and calcareous material. Then rock get compacted. Compacted means rock has been compact and form the particular body called as sedimentary rock. And metamorphic rock means the remelting and recrystallization of pre-existing rock, may be igneous or may be sedimentary rock, with the help of temperature and pressure. Means earlier rock has been changed with the help of temperature and pressure, and then change its morphology without changing the chemistry, then form rock called as metamorphic rock. You see in this diagram, rock cycle. First rock has been melted with the help of magma, melting magma, then melted material is converted into the igneous rocks, and sometimes it may be get converted into the directly metamorphic rock. When igneous rocks and metamorphic rock get weathered due to the various geological action like river, wind, glacial and marine activity, due to the wind, due to the river, due to the glacial activity and due to the marine transgression and regression, due to the ocean high tide and low tide, rock get weathered and get erosion, and this eroded material and weathered material transported from one place to another place through the river, through the wind, through the marine coastal, through the ocean and through the glacial, and then this eroded material deposited in the particular places. That process is called as deposition, and this deposited material are get cemented by other siliceous material like calcareous material. Then rock get cemented, and its process is called as cementation. After cementation, after overlying material from the above, the rock get pressurized and rock made up of sediment. The rock form in the form of sediment. This entire process is called as sedimentation. Those rocks are formed with the help of this process is called as sedimentary rock. Means weathering, erosion, transportation, deposition, cementation, compaction. These are the entire process of sedimentation, and these those rocks are formed due to these processes called as sedimentary rock. When sedimentary rock converted into the metamorphic rock, when temperature and pressure apply on the earlierly sedimentary rock or earlierly igneous rocks, and rock get converted into the metamorphic rock without changing the its chemistry, only changing the morphology. Therefore it is named called as metamorphic rocks. Meta means changes and morphic means morphology, without changing the chemical changes. For example, limestone converted into the metamorphic rock. Limestone is converted into the marble. The chemical composition of limestone is CaCO3, and after conversion the metamorphic rock marble, it is same chemical composition like marble. Chemical composition of marble is calcium carbonate. Therefore it seems that there is no change in the chemistry, only changing the external morphology or external appearance of the rock. Therefore it is called as metamorphism. Metamorphism means changes in the morphology. Another example of metamorphic rock converted from the sedimentary rock, that is the quartzite. Sandstone is a sedimentary rock. When temperature and pressure applied on the sandstone get converted into the quartzite, the same chemical composition sandstone and quartzite, that is the silicon dioxide SiO2. Both sandstone and quartzite are both chemically same but only change in its morphology. Therefore it is called as metamorphism. Means these are the cycle of igneous, metamorphic and sedimentary. When temperature and pressure applied on igneous and sedimentary rock, then got converted into the metamorphic rock. When weathering and erosion due to the geological action of various geological action, maybe wind, maybe glacial, maybe river, maybe ocean, maybe glacial, then got the rock get weathered, and then erosion, then deposition, transportation, cementation and compaction processes, and then form sediment rock. But igneous rock, in igneous rocks there are different. Igneous rock is very different from the metamorphic and sedimentary. Means sedimentary is a product of weathering and erosion, but metamorphic is product of temperature and pressure impact. But in case of igneous rocks is comes from the magma, comes from the upper mantle. The most of the magma presence in the upper mantle, and in the form of volcanic eruption the magma comes on the surface called as lava, and those magma are cooled below the subsurface called as magma, and those magma comes on the surface called as lava. And there are two types of igneous rocks, extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. See this figure, below cool rock, below the subsurface rock cooled, called as intrusive type of igneous rocks, and those magma comes on the above surface in the form of volcanic eruption called as extrusive type of igneous rocks. The best example of intrusive type of igneous rocks, that is a plutonic, and best example of extrusive type of igneous rocks, that is the basalt. Our Ratnagiri region, our Maharashtra region mostly covered by this extrusive type of igneous rocks, that is basalt. Most of the part, 82% part of the Maharashtra covered by this extrusive type of igneous rocks, that is the basalt. Then igneous rocks, we see in this lecture only igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed from magma and lava. There are two types of igneous rocks. Some of the rocks are coming from product of magma, and some of the igneous rocks are product of lava. When why called as lava and why called as what is magma and what is lava? Magma means those melted material, molten material present beneath the subsurface. They cannot possible to come out on surface, called as magma. Magma molten below the earth surface. Those molten material are cooled below the subsurface, called as magma, and those magma are comes on the surface, earth surface, called as lava. And those igneous rocks are product of lava, called as volcanic type of igneous rocks, and those igneous rocks are product of magma, called as plutonic igneous rocks. What is meant by pyroclastic material? Pyro means fire, clastic means debris, airborne lava, cool as it falls. Pyroclastic material means the product of fire. When volcano, eruption of volcano, see this figure, these are the different three volcanoes, and magma comes on the surface in the form of lava, and some of the other pyroclastic material are spread out from these volcanic pipes, called as pyroclastic material. Then what is the composition of magma? Magma is a very chemical elements are present, different types of elements are present in a magma. The different elements are based on the presence of molting material, means whether it is granitic molting magma or gneissic rocks, means those rocks are below present the upper mantle, and then the depends the elements presence in the magma depends on the source rock of the magma, whether it is metamorphic, whether it is sedimentary, whether it is igneous. Means basement, at the basement which composition are present, and the chemical composition of magma also depends upon the source of magma. when the source of magma. Cooling environment, the cooling environment is also responsible for the magma. There are two types of magma. Some of the magma are cooling fastly and some of the magma are cooling slowly. Those magma are cooling fastly may be the fine grain, and those magma are cooling slowly, they may be the coarse grain magma, coarse grain textures. That depends upon the water content present in a particular molten material. These are the Bowen reaction series. You should see this diagram. This diagram shows a Bowen reaction series. The NL Bowen reaction, the NL Bowen scientists are prove that the particular reactions of the particular element. There are two ways: discontinuous series and continuous series. Discontinuous series and continuous series. Discontinuous series means olivine, pyroxene, amphibole, biotite, orthoclase, muscoid and quartz. And in continuous series only presence of feldspar mineral, calcic plagioclase feldspar and sodic plagioclase feldspar. These are the different. Bowen reaction series depends upon the temperature, and temperature means Bowen reaction series upper part of this reaction, olivine is very high temperature mineral. The melting point of olivine is near about 1890 degrees Celsius, 1890 degrees Celsius. Then pyroxene is middle, pyroxene and amphibole is middle temperature point. The pyroxene are melt at 1400 degrees Celsius and amphibole 1250 degrees Celsius. The biotite will be melt at 650 degrees Celsius, and orthoclase is also 600 degrees Celsius, and quartz is the temperature melting point of quartz is 573 degrees Celsius. Means increases the this Bowen reaction series based on the temperature decreases the temperature towards the quartz from olivine and pyroxene is high temperature mineral, and amphibole and biotite is medium temperature mineral, whereas in other hand orthoclase, muscoid and quartzite is low temperature mineral. These are the Bowen reaction series. And in the right hand called as continuous series because of only plagioclase feldspar series, and another important mineral, that is the feldspar. These are the different olivine, pyroxene, amphibole, biotite, quartz and feldspar. These are 7 are most important minerals present in the rock. Out of that, olivine and pyroxene is high temperature mineral, amphibole and biotite is medium temperature mineral, and orthoclase and feldspar is low temperature mineral. Okay, then composition of igneous rock. What is the composition of igneous rocks? The igneous rocks is classified into 3 types based on its chemistry: felsic, intermediate and mafic. Felsic means those igneous rocks are silicic magma. Silicic means those igneous rocks contain higher amount of silica, greater than 65% of silica, and rich in potassium and aluminum. Followed by silica, potassium and aluminum present in these rocks called as felsic type of igneous rocks, and little amount of calcium, ferrous and manganese present in this rock called as felsic type of igneous rocks. The best example of felsic type of igneous rock, that is the granite. The granite is silica rich rock. And in other hand, intermediate magma means the silica content is between 35 to 65%, called as intermediate type of magma. And mafic magma means the rock in poor in silica and richer in calcium, ferrous and magnesium. The best example of mafic magma is pyroxenite, zeolite, peridotite. These are the examples of mafic type of magma. These rocks are product of mafic type of magma. And intermediate magma means the basalt, granodiorite, gabbro and dolerite is a product of intermediate type of magma. Means those igneous rocks are silica percentage between 35 to 65%, called as intermediate type of magma. And those igneous rocks or those magma silica percentage more than 65%, called as felsic magma. Felsic magma, it is also called as sialic magma. So why it is called as sialic magma? Because of percentage of silica and aluminum is richer than other elements, therefore it is called as sialic magma. And mafic magma means dark colored mineral or dark color element or heavy elements are present in those magma called as mafic magma. Then characteristics of magma and lava. Viscosity of magma. Viscous means important of volcanic activity. It is very important. Viscosity is very important for the volcanic activity. Viscosity means the presence of liquidous material presence in a rock or solidus material in a rock. The resistance of liquid to flow, resistance, viscosity means the resistance of liquid to flow from one place to another place. Resistance, they cannot allow to fluid transfer from one place to another place, called as viscosity. Those rocks are high viscous, or those molten material means those magma are high viscous, they are thick and steep, and low viscous, thin and runny. Whether it is high viscous, then the magma is thick, and low viscous, that is the thin magma. Related relations of the viscosity: amount of water presence in a magma, amount of water is presence in a magma, amount of silica percentage presence in a magma. The example, the felsic magma is very thick and high viscous. The felsic magma means granitic magma. Granitic magma is very high viscous and thick. When mafic magma means basaltic magma is low viscous and very thin. The mafic magma means those magma containing highly dark colored element like ferrous and magnesium, called as mafic, and felsic means silica and aluminum rich element presence in a magma, called as felsic. The characteristics of felsic magma: it is highly viscous and thick, therefore felsic magma spread from one place to another place is very fast because of high viscous and thick. And low viscous means it is resistance to allow to transfer from one place to another place. There are different types of texture. Another point is important point in igneous rocks, that is textures. Textures means that which characteristics are seen by naked eyes, called as textures. How big are the phaneritic texture, aphanitic texture, porphyritic texture? These are the three different types of textures present in igneous rocks. Phaneritic texture means the mineral grains are visible by naked eyes. The mineral texture are visible by naked eyes, called as phaneritic textures. Means those igneous rocks are coarse grain, greater than 5 mm size of the grain size, called as phaneritic textures. Visible mineral grains by naked eyes and distinguishable as different color interlocking the shapes. Also it is possible to distinguish two minerals in a rock, whether it is orthoclase, whether it is augite, whether it is other biotite minerals, by naked eyes only. It is not required to seen under the microscope. Only by naked eyes it is possible to distinguishable as different color of different mineral by naked eyes. Means those crystal size or those grain size are greater than 5 mm presence in rocks, called as phaneritic texture. The example of phaneritic textures rock is granite. The granite is coarse grain igneous rocks, hence it is called as phaneritic textures. Means it is one of the best example of phaneritic texture, that is the granite. Then aphanitic textures, it is a mineral so small, it is very small minerals presence in the rock. It is not possible to identify by naked eyes. It is required to identification with the help of microscopic study. The example of aphanitic texture rock, that is the basalt. Basalt rock is very fine grain rocks, because of in basalt augite and plagioclase feldspar are cannot possible to distinguish and cannot possible to color, identification of color with the help by naked eyes. It is required to the microscopic study. Therefore this type of structure is called as aphanitic texture. And porphyritic texture means two distinct size of mineral grains. One mineral size is very large and one mineral size is very small. Means in particular rock there are two different mineral grains presence. One is very small and one is very big in size. Means some of the crystals greater than 5 mm size, and some of the crystals is very thinner than the 1 mm of the grain size. The example of porphyritic texture is porphyritic basalt or pegmatite. Means some of smaller crystals surrounded by the larger crystals, called as larger crystal is called as phenocryst, and smaller crystal is called as ground mass or matrix. Two distinct size of small mineral grains. Example is porphyritic basalt. In porphyritic basalt plagioclase feldspar very large of phenocryst seen by naked eyes, but some of the other minerals are not possible to seen by naked eyes. It is very small. This types of texture is called as porphyritic texture. The example of porphyritic texture rock is porphyritic basalts, and another example is pegmatite. These are the two best examples of porphyritic texture type of igneous rocks. What is meant by ground mass? Ground mass grains may be either visible or not. Some of the ground mass are not visible, or sometimes in not possible to identify by naked eyes, called as ground mass. You should you should see in this slide porphyritic texture. These are the phenocryst of plagioclase feldspar. You see this white color, ground mass is a product of phenocryst of calcicrase feldspar. And aphanitic basalt is very fine grain. See this type of this arrow in this here seen the very aphanitic basalts. Mafic composition constitute the ground mass. Another important point in igneous rocks, that is the cooling history. The minerals needs to space to grow more times and bigger crystals. Means the temperature is very important. Temperature is very important to form the igneous rocks. Those igneous rocks are very late melt, are well developed crystals are formed. For example, quartz. The melting point of quartz is very less comparing to the other minerals. The melting point of quartz is only 573 degrees Celsius, but it is very late crystallized. The time span is very high other than the olivine, pyroxene and amphibold. The melting point of olivine is 1800 degrees Celsius, but very early crystallized. So olivine, pyroxene and amphibold are fine grain crystals, showing fine grain crystals. And other hand, plagioclase feldspar and quartz is a very coarse crystals. Very well developed crystals are found in this mineral because of the late crystallize, early melt and rest crystallize. Those minerals are early melt and late crystallize. The well developed crystals are seen, and those minerals are late melt but early crystallized, showing very fine grain types of crystals. For example, olivine is very fine grain crystal. It is cannot possible to identify by naked eyes. It is required to microscopic study whether it is olivine or not. But in case of quartz crystal, you should the crystal size of quartz is more than 5 millimeter size of the crystals. Like diamond shape crystals are visible under the naked eyes, only naked eyes. They are not for identification of quartz. There is not requirement of the microscope, but olivine and pyroxene is very required for the microscopic study for the identification of presence of mineral in igneous rocks. That is those minerals are fine grain, are required microscopic study, but those crystals are very high size or bigger size. There is seen by naked eyes only. Next point is categorization of igneous rocks. There are two types categorized. Igneous rocks has been categorized into two types: intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. I already told about the intrusive means those magma are cool beneath the subsurface. Those magma cool below the subsurface called as intrusive type of magma. The best example of this intrusive rock is granite. You should see this figure, granite. Okay. Then phaneretic textures means fine grain. Phaneretic means extrusive type of igneous rocks. Those magma comes on the earth's surface in the form of volcanic pipe, in the form of volcano. You will see all the Sahyadri mountains and Satpura mountain ranges are product of extrusive type of igneous rock due to the volcanism. Our Sahyadri mountains, all the Western Ghat, all the Satpura ranges is product of volcano, and it is product of extrusive type of igneous rocks. Basalt is product of extrusive type of igneous rocks, cool on the earth's surface, cool relatively fast, and granite is cool very slow. Means you seen that those rocks are very cool very slowly. They showed coarse grain textures, and those rocks are cool relatively fast. They shows fine grain textures. Aphanitic texture and phaneretic texture. And porphyritic texture means partially cool below and above. Those magma are cool between the some of the magma cool above the surface and some of the magma cool below the subsurface, and then form textures is called as porphyritic textures. The next important topic is igneous rocks names. How to nomination or nomenclature of igneous rocks determined by textures, size and arrangement of the mineral grains, and by mineral composition. The rock name is based on the presence of mineral grains and presence of mineral composition and arrangement and size of the grains in a rock. You should you see this figure based on fine grain texture, coarse grain textures. Then presence of mineral. C. Fine grain extrusive igneous rocks. Fine grain, all the fine grain igneous rocks belongs to extrusive type of igneous rocks because of all these rock is product of volcanic type of eruption. C. Rhyolite, andesite, basalt is a product of extrusive type of igneous rocks. The composition of rhyolite is equivalent to the granite, but granite is intrusive but coarse grain. And the presence of mineral. Rhyolite and granite chemically equivalent but physically very different. Physically, rhyolite belongs to the extrusive, granite belongs to the intrusive, but mineralogically same. Granite and rhyolite is made up of quartz, potash feldspar, muscovite, biotite, and it is also called as felsic. Why it is called as felsic? Because of silica rich. The silica percentage in these rocks is greater than 65%. Therefore, it is called as felsic. See this figure. Granite and rhyolite is equivalent, chemically and mineralogically equivalent, but physically is very different. Then another andesite. Andesite is a product of fine grain igneous rocks, and diorite is a product of coarse grain igneous rocks. It is intrusive. Diorite and granite are formed below the subsurface, and rhyolite and andesites in the form of mountains above the surface. And the chemical mineralogical classification of diorite and andesite is same: plagioclase, feldspar, amphibole, but chemically same, mineralogically and chemically same, but morphologically very different. And it is called as intermediate type of igneous rocks because of the silica percentage is neither higher neither low. It is called as intermediate type of rocks. Another type is mafic magma. Mafic magma again divided into two types: extrusive and intrusive. Extrusive, example of extrusive is basalt, intrusive is gabbro. Gabbro and basalt chemically and mineralogically same. The chemical composition of mineralogical classification of basalt is calcicrete, plagioclase, and pyroxene. Also gabbro made up of calcicrete, plagioclase, and pyroxene, but chemically and mineralogically same but morphologically different. Means gabbro is present below the subsurface and basalt is present above the surface in the form of volcano. Therefore, it is very different. And another type is ultramafic. Ultramafic means very poor in silica. Those magma are called as ultramafic type of magma, and these magma, the silica percentage is very lesser than 10%, and other ferrous and iron content is more. Therefore, it is called as ultramafic type of igneous rocks. The example olivine. Peridotite is example of ultramafic type of igneous rocks. The peridotite rock is made up of olivine. In peridotite, near about 90% presence of olivine, only 10% is of silica. These are the different nomenclature of igneous rocks based on the coarse grain, fine grain, percentage of silica, and presence of particular mineral in particular rock. You see also another important topic is pegmatite. Pegmatite is one of the rock which is a very coarse grain igneous rocks. The crystal size are greater than 2 mm. The crystal size of pegmatite is greater than 2 mm. It is easily seen by naked eyes. You see this diagram. Most are granitic and mafic pegmatite can form. Okay, these are the granite phaneritic textures, coarse grain textures. Granite shows coarse grain textures. Okay, granite shows coarse grain textures. Another andesite and diorite. Andesite and diorite shows very fine grain textures. It is also called as aphanitic type of textures. Okay, then basalt. You should see in your field also Ratnagiri area and all Sahyadri ranges made up of this basalt. Basalt is also shows aphanitic type of textures, fine grain, very fine grain rocks. It is called as aphanitic type of textures. Another example of phaneritic textures, that is the gabbro. Gabbro is phaneritic, basalt is aphanitic, but chemically and mineralogically same chemically and mineralogically. Basalt and gabbro made up of calcic, plagioclase, feldspar, pyroxene, and little amount of olivine. And another andesite and diorite. Andesite and diorite chemically and mineralogically same but morphologically different. You should see in this diagram, andesite and diorite is made up of amphibole and plagioclase, feldspar, but andesite is fine grain and diorite is coarse grain type of igneous rock. Same in the basalt is fine grain, gabbro is coarse grain. Chemistry and mineralogy very similar. These are the another peridotite. Peridotite is also called as ultramafic type of igneous rocks because of in these rocks more than 40% of olivine present and other pyroxene also present in this peridotite. Therefore it is called as ultramafic igneous rocks. Why it is called as ultramafic igneous rocks? Because what is meant by ultramafic? Ultramafic means percentage of ferrous and iron element in a one mineral is maximum proportion, called as ultramafic type of igneous rocks. These are another example. Obsidian, a popular rock among the Paleo people for tool making. This is a volcanic glass, product of volcanic glass. This is a product of volcanic glass. Then another is you should see tuffs and breccia. Look like sediment rock, but it is a product of volcano. This is look like sediment rock, but tuffs and breccia is look like sediment rock, but actually it is product of volcano. Another, you should see this diagram like volcanic eruption. This is the volcanic pipe. This is the volcanic pipe. Pyroclast material comes from the subsurface and spreading over the surface, called as pyroclastic material. Then some of the gaseous content also presence in this volcano, and these are the seal and these are the dike and seal. Dike is vertical intrusion and seal is a horizontal intrusion in a rock. Seal is horizontal intrusion in a rock and dike is vertical intrusion in a rock. Okay, these are the various structures you should see in this diagram. This is seal. Horizontal layer is called as seal and vertical layer is called as dike. Dike is vertical to the country rock and seal is parallel to the country rock. These are the different structures. These are the batholith. Batholith is very large area covered by more than 100 square kilometer. It is a very irregular shape. It is not particular shape. This is a very irregular shape, that is called as batholith. And the area of batholith is more than 100 square kilometer. This is the igneous dike, vertical to the country rock. Suppose this figure shows country rock. The vertical to the country rock is called as dike, and horizontal or parallel to the country rock is called as seal. Seal, dike, batholith are the internal forms of the various forms of the magma, or various forms, intrusive forms of the igneous rocks. Dike, seal, batholith, these are. Then igneous dike, you should see in this diagram. This is the dike. This is the dike, vertical to the country rock, discordant with the surrounding rock. It cut across the other rock, called as dike. And igneous rocks concordant with the surrounding rock, it runs parallel to the other rock, that is the seal. Those intrusive body are parallel to the country rock, called as seal, and those intrusive body vertical to the country rock, called as dike. Okay, you should see in this diagram best example of dike. This is the country rock. This is the country rock, and this is the vertical intrusion called as dike. Dike is vertical intrusion of intrusive rocks. This is the seal. Seal is parallel to the country rock. This is the country rock. You should see, this is the country rock, and those intrusions are parallel to the country rock, called as seal. These are the necks. This is the necks, the hill-like structure, necks, hill-like structure, that is the necks. These are the different intrusive bodies present below the subsurface. Okay. Any doubts on this lecture, you should write on WhatsApp or as well as on my email. I will reply to you in thoroughly. Okay, thank you.